Welcome to another episode of Entrepreneurs in Fuego. We're documenting the journey of amazing entrepreneurs, one digital footprint at a time, like Jessica Luce.
Yes.
You know what Luce means in Spanish?
Light. Am I correct?
Of course it is.
Okay.
But you already knew that. We spell it differently. It's
Yeah.
L-U-Z, and you spell it international, of course, L-U-C-E.
Yes, yes.
How you doing, man?
Good, how about you?
Doing great, doing great.
Excited to be here.
Yes, and thank you for being on the show.
Absolutely.
This is about you. This is about your journey. Tell us a little bit about what you do currently.
Well, currently I'm a real estate broker, specializing in luxury real estate, primarily for something more off-market. So maybe somebody who needs their transaction private. So we work with a lot of...
Why would anybody need their transaction private?
Well, if you're a professional athlete, sometimes people don't, they don't want everybody Googling their address and showing up at the front door.
Oh, gotcha.
Or, if you're a high-level executive, sometimes,
You don't put a sign inside their house?
No, we don't. Actually, everything's off-market. So the entire transaction. We know that the media likes to get attention and find out when those transactions are happening.
So-and-so sold their house for $2 million.
Come move to the neighborhood,
Right.
So just a real need for privacy on their behalf. So, they like being in the spotlight, obviously.
So that's a cool little niche to be in,
Yeah,
man.
it's a fun little niche.
Yeah, a cool little niche to be in.
Yeah, it's fun to meet some unique people.
When you say unique, are they peculiar? Or are they unique in the sense that not everybody goes to the Super Bowl, not everybody is an MVP, not everybody is a basketball star?
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
No.
I think peculiar is where you're going.
There's a new show that'll be coming out that'll talk about the other side of sports. A little bit more about like personal interests and things like that. So stay tuned. It'll be launching here in a couple weeks. So maybe that will kind of explain. No, but we will be a part of it.
Oh,
it's actually going to be on local Fox Sports.
Oh, terrific.
Yeah.
Just let me know when, man.
We
had a terrific interview with Simeon Rice, by the way.
Oh, did you?
And of course, John Bronson, you're associated with
yes.
LinkedIn as well. And it was truly a lot of fun.
Linking sports and community. So that's one of the reasons I give back to that charity, actually, from my unique relationship with real estate. Because I think it's important. We see what happens to some of these athletes when they don't plan ahead after the season's over.
Very
or
important.
after their careers are over.
Very important. So we'll find out about the peculiarities of these athletes in the Fox show.
In the Fox show.
Fox show. But in the meantime, I'm interested about you.
Yes.
How do you get to be a real estate broker specializing in luxury properties, taking properties off market?
Well, I certainly didn't start there.
I was going to say, did you just wake up one day and like, all right, I am a luxury.
Let's just hop right into it. Actually, my background came from sports marketing.
Oh, okay.
So I was in school in journalism and public relations.
What
school? University of Minnesota, Twin Cities, Minneapolis and St. Paul.
Cold out there.
I'm a Midwest goer. Yes, very cold.
Go.
So it was so cold, in fact, that I took an internship in Florida. So I made huge component of internships for
Let me guess, Fort Lauderdale.
Pretty close, Orlando.
Okay, pretty close.
Orlando, Florida. So, but yeah, I'm a huge proponent of doing as many internships as possible where you're going through college because you get that great hands-on experience.
So you do the internship, you're going to school over in Minnesota, you're doing the internship, and then what happens? Did you go to corporate America?
I ended up, my internship was for a AA baseball team. Affiliated with the Seattle Mariners as well as the Orlando Rays that year. It was kind of a unique situation. But yeah, I did an internship for them, and I had done an internship for other minor league teams in the past, and really had a passion and fell in love with sports marketing. So I actually pursued that for, a couple of years, even right out of school.
You're a beautiful woman. Was your beauty a handicap or an advantage?
Both. Sometimes you're not taken seriously, so that can be a challenge. But and then obviously being a female versus a male, I handled media relations at the time for a sports team, and it wasn't like I could go into the locker room and easily get a interview like some other male might be able to walk in and do that.
So you have being a beautiful woman has its handicaps and its advantages, as you're saying. And being in the profession in which you were in particular, marketing specialist, had its advantages and disadvantages.
Yes.
What did you do after that?
So I went and worked for a publicist right out of college, but ended up on a marketing basically group that focused on one of our accounts, which happened to be the Milwaukee Brewers. So again, right back to sports marketing, even working as a publicist. So,
do you Is there something that is kind of magnetized you to be linked to sports all this time? I mean, were you an athlete yourself, or?
No. Well, I mean, in high school, I always enjoyed sports. My mom and dad, always played sports, watched sports. My grandfather was a huge baseball fan, so I used to grow up with him watching Cubs games.
Right.
So that was some bonding experience for
Nobody's
us.
perfect, by the way.
They finally did well last year.
Yeah, I mean, we had a bunch of Cubs fans over here that
Yeah.
everybody was happy and everything else until reality sets in.
Yeah,
And you're like,
yeah.
all right, this is where you're going to go.
And then I moved around. Unfortunately, I'm now divorced, but my ex-husband did play baseball. So I lived all over the United States, moving from city to city.
Your connection then to the sports world, was that then a natural progression to becoming a real estate broker and specializing in servicing that community?
It was, only because when I was on the Brewers account, I was actually calling for sales reasons. Basically, I ran the spring training operations for the Brewers here in Arizona.
Right.
And we obviously had a need to sell our ad space, mainly billboards and things like that. And I was calling on a developer that I knew had a new community going in not too far from the stadium, about 20 minutes down the road, a large development. And they actually started interviewing me and asked me if I'd be interested in coming in for an informal interview. So I went into their office. Actually, that company's name is DMB. They're a great developer here in town.
Yeah.
They develop high-end master plan communities. So went in for an informal interview, and 7 interviews later, they offered me a job.
Wow.
So I ended up taking a job as a community relations manager and helped opening one of their new communities out in the West Valley, and had to get a real estate license. It was a requirement for my job. So that's actually what got me into real estate.
And then did you live through the just beautiful, prosperous years of 2006 and 2000?
Yes.
So you lived through that?
I did. I've lived through entire real estate cycles.
Because I can see the Bruces and the,
Yes. Oh gosh. The nights of camping out for a client, just to try and get, basically it was a lottery. You get a ticket for your client, and I remember one builder that raised prices $50,000 in one day. So basically, if you had a ticket, 1 through 10, you knew that I was writing a contract for you. Most of the time, my buyers were probably coming from out of state, so they weren't physically here. And I basically made them $50,000 that day. They were selling before the properties were even completed.
It was a crazy time.
It was a crazy time.
2008? Not such a good time.
Not such a good time.
What did you do?
I noticed that the market was changing, and I think you have to adjust in this business. If you're relying on your skills in one niche or one area of expertise, you're going to drown. So you have to adapt to the changes in the market. And what I saw happening was, crickets basically for 6 months on our listings, and no phone calls, and everything's starting to fall apart. So I very quickly jumped on and started learning as much as I could about short sales, because I knew that that's where we were going to be headed, that these properties were so inflated that there was going to be no other option.
I don't care who you were at that time. People went through very stressful times. People lost a lot of money.
Devastating.
Devastating, to use your word.
Yeah.
How did you deal? This show is about entrepreneurs.
Yes.
And with us, we have the amazing Miss Luce. Real estate broker for the stars and the
Peculiar.
athletes
Peculiar.
that are peculiar. How did you deal with that stress?
Wow. That's a great question. It was, I'm spiritual. So for me, it was, sticking with the grace of God to get me through it. Unfortunately, I did witness some things. I actually lost an agent she couldn't handle it and committed suicide. I watched people go through divorce. I watched, people, all kinds of people losing their homes. It was something that I'll never forget. And the way that I got through it was by learning as much as I could. Unfortunately, I had rental properties of my own at the time, because I'm also a real estate investor. And so I went through it and really started talking with some of the banks that I had to deal with on my own properties, and said, I need to be able to experience what my clients are not going to have to experience. I need to know what this feels like on the other side.
You had no choice.
I had no choice. And, that really helped me to be able to relate to what they were experiencing. and kind of counsel them through. I wouldn't say real estate transactions. It was counseling. You know, you have to put yourself in their shoes, and what I tried to learn was, how do I best prepare myself to get this transaction moved through with the banks, even though the banks are being difficult, to try and ease them through this process. And that's really what got me through, is I try to be the best at what I could possibly do to help them out.
So you resorted to education. Certainly, you have to transform yourself. You can't be doing the same thing expecting the same results. Insanity.
Not at all.
So you transformed yourself by education. And did you do anything else physically? Did you work out harder? Did you
I love
run?
to run.
Did you
Yes,
run?
I do. I love to run. I work out. So yeah, that definitely helped, you know. Just
And here you are on the other side.
yes,
Selling
I've
homes
made
to
it.
peculiar people.
I've made it. And I've launched my real estate investment business again here in the last year.
Are there deals
So-
out there still?
There are. You know, the one thing that we do is we go direct to sellers. So we, on the investment side, so beyond working with celebrities or real athletes, we...
You were going to say peculiar people.
No,
weren't you?
No.
Just-
I don't want to give them a bad rap. They're great.
They're great people.
They're great.
So, most
They're
of
great.
them. How's that?
They have special needs, and we just take care of those needs. So, no, on the real estate investment side, you know, we really want to give back to the community. So, again, it goes back to the same things that I experienced really in negotiating and working with a lot of people during their short sales. You've got a lot of people now that are coming out of situations where they still need assistance.
Right.
And or maybe their homes really haven't come quite back to where they need to be from an equity standpoint. They hung on through the downturn, and maybe paying an agent 6% commission and paying closing costs would put them in a place where they couldn't move their property, but they have to move. So we offer a solution to be able to help those people out, and it doesn't involve, you know, real estate commissions or paying closing costs. So
I'm going to give you a magic wand right now.
okay.
Here it is. It's your magic wand. Wave it. What is it that you're wishing for?
To be able to help more individuals out, really, in their unique situations, whether they're going through divorce or probate or something of that situation, to be able to help those people out, that we have a solution to be able to get creative and find a way to get them to the other side.
You got a second wish.
I have a second wish?
You have a second wish. What else would you want? Where do you want to be in 3-5 years? And you have your magic wand still. I haven't taken it away.
Well, it has everything to do with my children.
Nice.
So for me, my two amazing children, I have a 10-year-old son and an 8-year-old daughter, would be to basically take them places that they've never been, so they get to experience the most amazing things in the world.
And somehow I feel you're definitely going to accomplish that, even without my magic wand.
For their sake, I'll do anything.
You're terrific, and we really appreciate it. Look, the type of store. One last question. Best advice you ever got?
Follow your heart. Truly and honestly, follow your heart.
You got
It's
it.
your passion.
Jessica Luce with Arizona Properties, the queen of real estate. What should we brand?
Here to help people out.
We're here to help people out.
Yeah.
Luce. You give light to people.
We give light to people.
You give light to people.
I like that. That's my new marketing slogan. Figured it out here.
Tom is a witness. He's the one that is taking notes. He'll copy. He'll be writing right out or here to copyright it right now. We give light to people. Jessica Luce, Arizona Properties, man, it's a pleasure being here.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
And with that, we're out.
Bye.